Hello and welcome to another episode of Let Pat Play, the YouTube series where I play video games by allowing myself to play them because I'm doing them to put them on YouTube. And this week we're going to check out Open Mic Simulator by a stand-up comedian, I believe LA-based, who his last name I have never said out loud before. So Patrick Suchmelch, I believe, is how you say it. So I apologize, Patrick. I'm butchering your name. Um, yeah, and we're going to take a look at this game. This is a text adventure. Open Mic Simulator is by a stand-up comedian. Why don't we look at the credits and see what the credits say? Uh, you can learn more about that person, and then thank you, person, for generous donation. Uh, and Sarah Schaefer is a wonderful comedian I know. Sarah, who encouraged Patrick to make this. That's awesome. Um, so we'll play through it. I have not played through it before. I will tell you that I have done a little bit of stand up here and there, but I'm mostly an improviser. I'm an improv comedian and a character performer, and so I'm not necessarily one for doing open mics. I've done them a couple times, but I realized that it wasn't really for me. So let's start it up. Also, open mics are terrible. If you've never done one, they're bad, and you shouldn't do them. Anyway, here we go. This interactive fiction lets you choose your own path in the depressing world of open mic comedy. No choice is the wrong choice because they're all wrong choices. Open mics are generally awful. Warning: you are about to begin an open mic comedy. Are you sure you want to ruin your life? Yes. Okay, you enter the Chuckle Fucklers open mic. It is a comedy night held in a bar beneath two freeways. There is a bucket next to the stage. Well, the only option is approach buckets. We'll do that. I'm just clicking on things, obviously. You approach the bucket. Inside are the names of every hopeful comedian in the room. Besides the bucket are blank slips of paper and a golf pencil. So, you can just quit comedy right now, looking at a bucket and be like, nah. So the idea, a bucket, like I said, just put your names in there. And then an open mic, there's rarely people who are just there to watch comedy. There are rarely people who are there to just who aren't there to do it. It's an open mic. They may be like somebody's date or friend came with them, or they're too scared to submit, so they haven't put their name in and they're just hanging out. But most of the time, the room is full of just people who also want to do what you're doing. So let's just put our name in the bucket. Let's go for it. We can write our name. Let me get my keyboard out. You could just do it your name, but we're going to do Pat Bear. I'm on a really weird keyboard. I can type my own name. Hello, Pat Bear. Before you put your name in the bucket and begin your soul-crushing trek into comedy, let's learn a little bit more about you. Okay, we're gonna learn about me. Let's be male. We'll go for it. Uh, I wish there was a gender binary, non-binary, non-gender. I'm recording this very late for me after a long weekend at New York Comic Con, so I do apologize if I'm acting a little weird during this. Uh, and well, there are more options. Let's see more options for heterosexual, homosexual. Okay, how would you rate your sexuality on the Kinsey scale? Exclusively heterosexual, predominantly heterosexual, but more than incidentally homosexual, equally heterosexual and homosexual, predominantly homosexual, but more than incidentally heterosexual, predominantly homosexual, exclusively homosexual, no sexual attraction, asexual. Well, as you folks may know, I didn't necessarily think I would be talking about this. I am demisexual, which is close to asexual, and basically it just means that like it takes a lot of mental and emotional interest in someone for me to have physical feelings for them. But I do have them when it happens. It basically means that when I'm with someone for a very long time and I think they're awesome, then suddenly they become a sexual being to me. But just like strangers on the street, I'm like, eh. That's just so we're gonna go asexual, just because there's not a demisexual, and I don't feel like just putting heterosexual or whatever or equally. I don't want to do that. Are you cisgender or transgender? This is fun that they asked. We'll go cisgender, obviously. Well, we not obviously, whatever. Let me double check. So you are an asexual cisgender man named Pat Bear. That is correct. I did not know that there would be so many questions in this text adventure. I thought this would be, this is a lot more in depth than I thought. Terrific. So, a big thing to note is if I was a woman, I assumed this game would be different because being a stand up comedian who presents themselves as female or as a woman um, deals very much with different reactions from audiences and from stand ups. Um, by presenting myself as often is perceived to be a heterosexual male, cisgendered male, I have a lot of advantages when it comes to everything, including stand up. Um, but I'm interested to see if my asexuality in this case comes to play in my stand up. I wonder. Um, Gay men are often in stand up trapped within the realm of talking about being gay, which is their experience and great, but they often sometimes get like pigeonholed. I would not be pigeonholed as a, you know, even as an asexual stand up. I'm just a stand up, which is infuriating. All right, let's continue. You put your name in the bucket. Next stop, Hollywood, you say to yourself. It's a pretty funny goof since you're actually already in Hollywood. Oh, we're in Hollywood. That's cool. This is a Hollywood open mic. That's good for me to know. It doesn't really matter. All right, you are quietly waiting for the show to start. What would you like to do? Talk to other comics, buy a drink, check phone, keep waiting, quit comedy. I enjoy that you can just quit comedy at any time. For the purposes of this, let's check our phone. I would not talk to other comedians. I know better than to do that. Buying a drink, we might end up doing, but let's just check our phone. Oh, we have a message from our dad. I bet it's about money. Hey, how's it going? I hate texting. Going to head out to an open mic in a bit. A what? An open mic. If I'm chosen, I get to perform some stand up. Oh, so that's saying that this open mic is in a sense that is a bucket as opposed to like a list. There's a good chance that I might not even get picked. Like there might not be enough people or slots available for the amount of people that showed up. So I might just watch a whole show and not know that I don't get to do stand up. That's sad. Oh, nothing to say. You haven't quit stand up yet? I could, but I'm not going to. All right. Let's buy a drink. Um, you order a drink at the bar. That's 9 frog skins, says the bartender through his Lorax style mustache. Also, he's riding a fixed gear unicycle. Oh, okay, we get a sense of what this bar is. That's a lot of money for a drink. Let's do it. Here you go. He slides you a thimble of cheap gin. It's mostly ice. He flaps his mustache and flies to the next customer. So that sucks. We didn't even get pretty drunk, or even maybe drunk. All right, let's try keep waiting. I think Patrick wants us to talk to other comics, and I definitely don't want to do that because that's depressing. Let's keep waiting. You wait 1 hour. Oh, that's yeah. Keep waiting. You wait another hour. You wait yet another hour. It is now the next day. That's a long open mic. You wait yet another hour. You begin to forget the outside world. Was there ever an outside world? You try to remember what your parents look like. You can't. You try to remember what you look like. You can't. The show finally starts only 7 hours late. A white guy wearing stained gym shorts takes the stage. All right, pigs, let's get your slop from the bucket, he says. Okay, so you just had to wait for the show to start late because why would it start on time? It's an open mic. It just exists so that you would hopefully buy drinks. So you'd want it to start late. I have a lot of opinions on open mics. He pulls a name from the bucket. Whoozy takes the stage. He's a regular looking white guy. I know what you are thinking. I look gay, but I'm not. That's so weird. He says while holding the mic 3 feet from his mouth. There's nothing weird about being gay or not gay. We know that. And then this is telling us. The next comic is MikeBot 2000. It malfunctions. The next comment is MikeBot 2000 Service Pack version 1.50 installed on a Raspberry Pi running Snappy Ubuntu. A bunch of binary, he says. He gets a next special. That's a nice dig on comics getting Netflix specials based on doing something you don't like as a comic. Pretty meta. Next comic is Gerald. I'm just out here, respected women, he says. For real, he adds, if anyone needs a ride home, let me know. He adds again, no dudes. He adds once more. He hangs out at the bar the rest of the night. Creepazoids. Yeah, they're around. They're always around. The next comic is Lorem Ipsum. Dollar Sedimet Consector C2 uh I guess just so I don't know. I think this is Latin. The audience loses their shit. Uh loses their minds. This is truly next level stuff. I don't get this bit at all. I guess it's I don't know. I don't know. I don't understand what this bit was. Uh, it's very rare for open mic to enjoy things. I don't get that bit. We'll move on. The next comic is Pat Bear. Oh, hey, that's you. You take the stage. Hey, I got picked. That's good. We'll continue. Let's build a joke. Well, it's an open mic, so we start with my cat. Yeah, my cat is weird. This is your punchline. Am I right? This guy knows what I'm talking about. If I have peanut butter on me. If I have peanut butter on me is still not necessarily a punchline, but it is like these are both things where you just say a statement because you didn't actually write a joke. You just have an observation. I'm going to say if I have peanut butter on me. My cat is weird if I have peanut butter on me. Is this a joke you want to tell? Yes, this will crush. It won't, but it's a joke. My cat is weird if I have peanut butter on me, you deliver. To complete silence, those gives you the light. Do you want to try and say the joke or leave the stage? Let's save it. I don't respect the light in an open mic. Fuck off. I mean, always respect the light. But in this case, no. Save it. So we got, I thought that would do better, which is a classic. That killed on Twitter, also a classic. Please like me. Please clap. I'm going to go with that killed on Twitter. That killed on you are cut off by the host. Hey, don't go over your time. He howls while taking the stage. Okay, so that didn't go so well. But I did think that that killed on Twitter would have been good. Also, I'm going to say this. If you ever tell a joke and there's no response, saying, all right, that's my time, sometimes gets a laugh, or at least a pity laugh. So maybe I should have done that. Don't restrict your stage like that. He shrieks while retrying the drawstring on his gym shorts. Retying, I should say. Leave the stage. You leave the stage. There's a DJ at 3 a.m. and he's got a set up, proclaims the host. So everyone has to get out. Everyone gets up, gives each other a disingenuous great set. Love the new stuff and leaves. A group of very spectrally dressed individuals fills the room. That is the end of this open mic. You exit the bar, nearly tripping on a pile of bird scooters. Leave. And we're not done, even though we're done with the open mic. This continues. You go home, you pop down on your sofa, watch Netflix, scroll Facebook. I'm probably going to scroll Facebook. You scroll through Facebook. Your timeline is full of old friends, wedding, and baby photos. You convince yourself they aren't happy. You fall asleep. What would you like to do tomorrow? Do it all again? Quit comedy. We're going to quit comedy. You win. You finally quit comedy. Took you long enough. You get a useful hobby like lizard husbandry. So quitting comedy is the ultimate end game of this because why are you doing comedy? I should say this is while obviously in jest and there's a lot of truth to this. Stand-up is very difficult. Open mics are very hard. Open mic stand-up, open mic music shows, open mic poetry nights, all that stuff is hard. There's a unnatural, unfair pecking order and weird rules that you don't know and shitty people who only do open mics and people who are using it to work on material that are great and you're like, holy shit, that person's awesome. And then you never see them again because they quit comedy and you wish they had. And amazing people that move on and come back once and again and go over their time because their name and the person who hosts the show wants to do the show they run and all this stuff. And it's weird. And there's like the creep who will give women rides home. There's always fucking creeps. It's a lot. But also, if you want to be a stand-up, be a stand-up. Don't let anyone stop you. Don't let me stop you. That's it. That is our game. That's Open Mic Simulator. There is a link to the game. It runs in a browser, and the link is in the YouTube description of this show. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.